So now a structure of your database is similar to the structure of your file. As in your file, I think so in yesterday's lecture, I don't know, your data structure lecture is done, I think so yesterday. So in that lecture, you must have
No,
seen
ma'am.
that.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I think so C division it must be done then. One division it is done yesterday.
No, ma'am. It was A and
For A.
C1.
Yeah. So half the students of C it might be done. So in that file processing system, see it is there is a root node that is a file which consists of multiple records. In our database, your file is nothing but your table which consists of multiple records. Every record contains multiple fields and that field contains your data. Okay, so in short, your table consists of your records, fields and data. So in the next slide we will see this. Just see, we will come to the first basic definition of table. Table is nothing but a collection of records and fields. Again we will come to the same example of your patients. You can see that, see how many rows are there. There are 5 rows in this table. So this means that there are 5 records in this table. I have highlighted one record of patient ID 170. Okay. So in your database, every table has a unique name. In the practicals, we will see in afternoon how to create the tables and how to give the names to the tables. Okay. So now you can see that every patient is having at your fields are also known as attributes. Okay. So how many attributes are there? Total there are 8 attributes in this table. How many records are there? There are 5 records in this table. Okay, so this is a sample table in which, so see I have highlighted your row or a record by a red color and I have highlighted your column or a attribute or a field with a green color so that you can see what is a record, what is a field. Okay, so we will go to records. We have seen this already. See, this is known as your a single record. Because why this is known as single record? Because it gives you information for that patient in a single, for that patient you are coming to know all the information, that what is the patient ID, what is the name of patient, what is date of birth, what is gender. Okay, so this way I have highlighted a red color for one record. Okay, total there are 5 records. So see, I have given you 5 records. I have just splitted these 5 records in the blocks of 5. Okay, so this is your database stores the records 1% by 1%. So now you will understand that suppose I want to find the records of particular patient. So simply I will fire the query on my database and I will get that records. Okay. Database fields, just see what are the fields: patient ID, name, date of birth, these are the fields. Now just keep in mind that whenever you are storing the data for your fields, every field is having a data type. Now what is a data type? Data type is nothing but what type of data can be stored in that field. Because if you observe, just see patient ID. The patient ID is numerical, so in this case, I will be giving data type as integer. In case of your C language, you might have learned the data types. So I will not go in detail of the data types. I'm assuming here that you know the data types. Okay. Now, if you see the name field, so in this field, your name is a combination of multiple characters, and that's the reason I will choose the data type as character or varchar. Okay, but the difference in your character is it takes whatever space you are allocating, it takes that much number of spaces. So, but in case of varchar, suppose you are allotting a space of 30 and if the name is only of 5 characters, it will release the remaining space. That's the reason it is advisable that you should always use varchar to store the string type of data. Okay. So basically, in the practicals, we will see how to give the data types to your fields. Right now, just keep in mind that whenever you are creating your attributes, you are creating the fields with data types associated with it. Okay. Again, I have highlighted over here the name of fields with the green color, and at the bottom we have seen that every field has data. So you can see that whenever you see a table, it is a grid like structure. Whenever you say a grid, see there is a cell which is getting formed. So this red color highlighted cell is your data. So this way you are storing your data in your tables. Okay. Now, I will not go in the depth of this right now. Just keep in mind that whenever you are storing your data, you are assigning some key fields. In this table, just observe, is the patient ID getting repeated? No. Okay. So this means that patient ID is a unique field which can be present in your table. In the next slides, I will give you a brief introduction why you require this key field or a primary key while storing in the database. Okay. But right now, just keep in mind your key fields store unique data in them. That is, the data which is stored in them is never repeated. Okay. Uh, okay. Here I will just brief you why I have chosen patient ID as a unique field. See, two patients can have same name. That's the reason I cannot choose name as my key field. Gender, again, you know, there are multiple patients who are having same gender of male and female. Also, one doctor can treat multiple patients. Hence, doctor ID cannot be my unique key field. In one room, you can have multiple patients. That's the reason I cannot take room as my key field. Date of birth, it can possible that one, two of the patients can have same birthday. Phone numbers, actually it is not possible. But suppose if the phone numbers are changed, or there are two family members who are sharing the same phone numbers, who are both are patient, then in that case, again a phone number cannot be my primary key. Doctor name cannot be primary key. That's the reason there is only one field, that is patient ID, which can be my unique field, which I can choose as a key field. So this is the reason why I have chosen patient ID as a key field.